Hey guys, this is RoblinArts1 slash Geeklaw here, and I'm here to do the second part of my review from last week. I was supposed to get this done on Sunday, but I got too tired. I'm very, very jet-lagged. But as you can see, I'm in a new place. This is only literally for like a week. And then next week I'm back in my actual home. So yeah, let's get started. Obviously Flash and Arrow and I believe Star Wars Rebels is the review that I'm doing. So let's start off with Flash. Flash continues to be pretty high quality. The beginning of Season 3 was really, really good. I loved Kid Flash. Definitely want to see him more. I loved the story of what was going on. However, a main problem is that I felt like they rushed it. I felt like this whole Flashpoint story arc was rushed to an extreme. We didn't get to explore this world a bit, and that's the thing that I want to talk about first. Okay, so Flashpoint has pretty much been set up for the last 2 seasons. It's been set up as this major event that's gonna occur in the Flash world. It was a major event in the comics, and it boiled down to about 40 minutes of just not really exploring the world enough, for my taste. I wanted to explore this new continuity, without having to, I wanted to explore this new continuity. I wanted to explore, this world a bit more, because it was really, really interesting. Like, we had Kid Flash now donning on that mantle, and very much taking that Batman-esque interaction that happened in the comics. I loved the character of Iris West. She was pretty cool, just in the way that she interacted with Barry. Continuing on from what was left with Season 2, but just continuing on that story. The fact that Joe West was different, just lots of different aspects just differed here. And I felt like we should have been allowed to explore this universe. I would have loved it if Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow were also brought into the fold. Because the problem is with those shows, especially Legends of Tomorrow, is those shows just aren't interesting. A lot of people have felt like Arrow has lost its way a little bit, and Legends of Tomorrow is just very, very bad. I am still gonna watch it, but it's bad. So I felt like this would have been a perfect excuse to explore this new continuity and sort of have this year be Flashpoint. But we didn't get that. We went to the ending of the entire thing. And I wasn't really particularly too impressed. So, yeah, that's my basic opinion of the Flash storyline. It's a good start. The Flashpoint itself was disappointing, and yeah. So now going on to Arrow. Arrow was actually really good. Sometimes Arrow loses its way for me. It loses its what it's trying to do. But Arrow is at least always interesting. It tries to do interesting things in the show. So this season very much reminded me of the beginning of Arrow Season 1. Complete with the chair and Oliver killing again. It was very much returning back to that Arrow Season 1 bit, which people absolutely love. So it's a good return back to status quo. And I like the fact that Felicity has a new boyfriend. I like the fact that Oliver is seemingly going out on his own. And it breaks up that family dynamic that Arrow had going for it. And the family dynamics worked in Arrow Season 1 and Arrow Season 2. And then in Arrow Season 3 kind of onwards, it's felt like everyone's just hanging around. The club's got a bit too big. And I felt like the show needed some more blood in the show just needed some more blood. And I think we got that in this episode. I also realised that's gonna fade away. Now, normally I love legacy stories. I love the fact that Black Canary and Arrow have formed a legacy. But I think the problem is with the legacy aspects is that everyone's just hanging around. I think Arrow needs to spend some time alone. But Oliver as the mayor was really cool. I really like the fact that he's inspiring people to join his crusade. And the villain, Prometheus at the end was really, really cool. I'm really curious to see who's behind that mask. Yeah, that's about all I want to say. I really hope that Felicity and Oliver stay apart. Their relationship kind of sucked the life out of the last 2 seasons. I would like Felicity and Oliver to just stay apart. Be friends, but stay apart. Like, no kissing, no doodle kind of thing. Just apart. Right. So Star Wars Rebels. Star Wars Rebels was awesome. By far it had to be one of my most favourite shows I've watched with last week. Arrow, Star Wars Rebels was just so cool. Episodes 1 and Episodes 2 really cemented the journey of what Ezra is going down. That Ezra might become a dark side user. I loved how Kanan regained his sight. it's very, and there were loads of flashbacks to Force Unleashed. Particularly Force Unleashed 2, but there were loads of flashbacks with that I had with Force Unleashed in this show. Kanan is just an awesome character. I really, really like him. And I love the journey Ezra is going down. He's kind of conflicted right now, but I'm really curious to see what will happen in the near future. And also, at the end of episode 2, we got the revelation of Tatooine. So it means that the destruction of the Sith is indeed lies within Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, and Luke Skywalker. That ultimately, that whatever these characters do is ultimately going to be the Skywalker family that destroy the Sith. And then, obviously, that builds into Force Awakens, Episode 7. But its Skywalker family is very much the connection to everything. Everything that matters in Star Wars Rebels and the books and the games and this and that, it all ties into the Skywalker family and their legacy. So I really like that aspect to it. Episode 3 was really cool. We got to see Wedge and Tillis. That's really all that happened in Episode 3 that matters. So great beginning of the show. Really like it. Curious as to see what will happen in the next few shows. So that's the end of last week's review. I'm going to hopefully try and do some reviews later on in the week before I go home. So I think the plan is to basically review everything up until Friday and then have Star Wars Rebels go into the following week. In terms of updates, not really a lot has changed. Just building slowly towards something special, I hope. So, that's me done. I shall see you guys all later. Bye.